Hello everyone and welcome back to Ruby Lessons in Codecademy. So in the last lesson we had a review of the topic of data structures, which was mainly about arrays and hashes, which are like dictionaries, and how to use them properly, how to do things with them. So today we're going to be using that in a project, so making it even more practical. So let's get started. So this is an introduction of what we're going to be building at first. In this project, we'll be building a program that takes a user's input, then builds a hash from that input. So we're going to be making a hash, which is going to depend on what's inputted. Each key in the hash will be a word from the user. Each value will be the number of times that word occurs. So for example, if our program gets the string, "The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain," it will return a hash that's going to contain keys of the words and the value of how many times that word shows up in the sentence that's been entered or in the input. A visual representation of data like this is called a histogram. I guess it's slightly different to maths, where in maths a histogram is like a graph with different things, where the area represents how many people are doing something instead of how tall the line is, or the bar, whatever you want to call it. Text please. Hello. He. There we go. So we have he 3 times, we have hello 3 times. I'm pretty sure that that is correct. Mihe once, name once, my once is once. That seems to be correct. I'm not going to go into the details of the code because we're going to be writing the code ourselves and going through it step by step. You know the drill. You know by now how we've got to start. We need to get input from the user. Use a put statement to prompt the user for input. Use get.chomp to save the input to a variable called text. Puts, please enter your unique nice sentence. There we go. And gets.chomp. There we yeah, we need to do text equals gets.chomp. Good. I'm not sure, yeah, we don't need a space there because it works differently in Ruby. Good, so this is my current sentence. And I'm not going to do it unique, even though I said unique. Building the words array. Next, we'll want to turn the user string into something we can iterate over. A data structure made up of elements all in a line, you say? That sounds like an array. So, the input that we're currently getting is a string. It's not an array. How do we convert it into an array? And where do we split it? So, we want to split it in between every space. And we want every word to be a separate element in the string, in the array. So I'm pretty sure that we have actually covered .split before. So to do that, we can do text.split exclamation mark. The exclamation mark just means do split to text and return it to text. So declare a variable called words and set it, or yeah, actually we probably shouldn't do this to text. We should do it to a different variable. So words equals text dot split. There we go. So because we want to keep the original text as well, we don't want to get rid of it. I made a mistake there. But yeah, if you wanted to convert the original text into an array and not care about the original text at all, then you could just do what I did there. So if we enter "this is my sentence," now we get an array, which is the words array. So let's actually use it for something now, hopefully. Let's see. Creating the frequencies hash. Good, now we'll start counting words using a hash. We'll want to make sure the hash has a default value. So normally you do actually want default values in many things. So in the example above, we create a new empty hash h that has a default value of nothing here. H, nothing here. So it means that there is nothing in the hash at all, because what if the user doesn't enter anything, just presses enter? In that case, they're going to have a return of nothing here, so that they know that they haven't entered anything, so everything is fine. Or at least on the program side, not on the user's side. I don't know why they wouldn't enter anything if they're using the program, but they will. So then we print out curly braces, the value of h, just to show that h really is empty. So we print out nothing here and h, which shows that there is actually nothing in that hash. Because if there are only two curly braces, it means that there's nothing there. If there was something in between the two curly braces, that means that there is something in the hash, and that this output is actually incorrect. So we need to debug it. Then we print out nothing here as we try to access the value stored by the key kitty. So as there is no key kitty in our hash, because there is nothing in the hash, nothing here gets printed out. If you have a hash with the default value and you try to access a non-existent key, you get the default value. So that's nice, because sometimes you want a different value to just nothing being printed out, or no output. Instructions: create a hash called frequencies in the editor. Oops. Am I even spelling that correctly? I really hope I am. I'm just going to copy and paste it. There we go. Give it a default value of 0. Okay, just 0. That's boring. So I guess we need to do it like that. Okay, frequency equals hash.new, and in curly braces we can have that without the curly braces in parentheses I meant there. Good, so now we get empty, nothing in there. Iterating over the array. So now that we have this array of words, we want to implement it into frequencies to actually have a good output. We want to iterate over words to add each word to our frequencies hash, one at a time, and we don't want any repetition either. So in the above example, we first create a hash mapping strings to integers. So let's see what we have here. So we have a colors, we have the key of colors, and we have how many of those colors there are, or whatever. So colors, we're plus equals 1. So we're accessing the value of blue colors, and we're adding 1 to it. So in this case, the output of blue would be 4 after this line. So this line should print out 4. Then we increment the value stored by blue by 1. Finally, we print out 4, the value stored by blue, as I said. So instructions: use .each to iterate over the words array. Okay. So words.each, and there. I do not want that space there. I don't know why that space was there. Okay. So word, because it makes sense. I'm iterating in words. I'm iterating through words. For each word we find, so word, assume that the word itself is a key in frequencies and increment its value by 1. So how do we do that? Okay, so let's just go by that. We can do words, and we can have word, actually no, not in quotation marks, word plus equals 1. This is why our default is 0. The first time we find the word, it will have a default value of 0 that we can then increment up to 1. Ah, that makes more sense now. Take a look at the hint if you need help. Can't convert array into integer. Oh, that's supposed to be word, not words. Can't convert string into integer, okay. So what I did wrong was, I was assuming that this is the hash, even though the actual hash is frequencies, not words. Words is the array. So we do frequencies, and now if we do this, there we go, that's much better. Ignore the last output, we haven't actually outputted anything yet. So, but it works. So that's good. In this case, we are looking at the keyword in frequencies and adding 1 to it, increasing how many values of it there are in frequencies. So now we want to sort the hash maybe. Great, we have a hash full of word frequency key value pairs. Now we need to figure out a way to get our information in the order we want. So you don't really have to do this step, but I guess they do want us to sort it. So in the example above, so let's look at the example. We first create a hash called colors that maps color strings to numbers. Okay, so we have a color number key value pair. Then we sort colors into green, red, and blue, from smallest to largest by count. So we have, at first we have 3, 1, 2, but we want to sort it to 3, 2, 1. So we want to have blue, red, and then green. Just so you know, the .sort by function returns an array of arrays, but that's fine for our purposes. So an array of arrays means it's a 2-dimensional array. Finally, we reverse the array order so that the colors with the largest count are first. So can you do the same thing with the frequencies hash? Ruby. Okay. Use sort .sort by to sort the frequencies hash by word count, like step 2 above. So frequencies, I think I have that. Yep, I did have that in my clip, in my note clip, whatever. I can't remember names now. Important things. I could do Control V to it. Yay. Not important. Sort by. Then. Oh, no. Actually, yeah. It is like that. So we can have sort by. And then we can have color. So color in our case is going to be word. And the second one is going to be count again, because we are counting how many of those there are. And count. And we want to assign all of this into frequencies. There we go. So we've done the first step, which is getting a 2-dimensional array. So now we need to do the .reverse to reverse the sorted frequencies array. So frequencies .reverse, not .sort, reverse, exclamation mark. Good. So now we have sorted it, or reversed it. Even though in our case it doesn't really matter because all of our words are in the same have the same frequency. So let's actually have something that has different frequencies. Hello, 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 my, no. Okay, so that works. Let's try doing the other way around now. So let's do no, my, hello, hello, hello. Again, it prints out the same thing. So this is good news, because that's the way we wanted it to be. Moving on. Oops. Oh, what happened there? Start next lesson. Good. Iterating over the hash. Almost there. Finally, we'll need to iterate over the array to print out each key value pair to the console. So we have the example shown above. In the example above, we create a hash called fruit that maps the names of fruit to the amount that we own. So we have 2 apples, 3 bananas, 5 cherries. Then we iterate over .each key value pair, storing the key as a name and the value as count. So we do that and puts name. Finally, we print out the key and value separated by a space, so that's the plus space there. Note that we must first convert the value from a number to a string using the .toS, which stands for .toString, before we can concatenate it. Concatenation basically means putting a string next to another string. And because count is an integer, not a string, we have to do the .toString. Instructions: iterate over .each key value pair in the frequencies hash. Okay. .each and oops, like that. We can have key, well, I guess we can have word count. That makes more sense. Then puts each word a single space and its frequency to the console, like in the example above. Puts word plus with a space and plus count.2s. And is my sentence. And as you can see, that works just like we wanted it to. We have hello twice, is once, my once, this one sentence once. And that is good. That's what we were expecting to get. You did it! Nice work, your program is complete. Run it a few times to see how it counts up the number of occurrences of each word in your string. So, instructions: once you click save and submit code, you're done. Take a moment to bask in the glow of your victory before moving on to your next programming adventure. So there are probably a few other ways that you can achieve the same result, such as doing different types of iterations, using while loops instead of .each, using for instead of .each, but this, in this case, is the way they wanted us to do it, and if this is your style, then that's good. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. If you have any questions, if you tried to improve this program and didn't work, do feel free to ask in the comments down below. I will help you with your program. If you didn't enjoy this video, please give it a dislike and tell me why you disliked it. But if you did, like, share, and subscribe would be very much appreciated. So until next time, thank you so much for watching and goodbye.